And you're live. So happy Tuesday for everyone. It's not Monday, sorry. I'm so used to doing Tuesday. So hi everyone. So I'm Dana from Big Tech Consulting, and I've got a special guest today that I'm gonna try to convince her to do even more things like that. So and then we have also a very interesting topic. So I'm gonna give it to you, Barnway, to present it to us.
Hi everyone, it's awesome to be here. Dana, I must say I asked someone today how their week was going, and I realized it was only Monday morning at 11 o'clock, so I can understand that. So my name is Bronwyn Geen. I run a digital marketing agency called Change Digital Marketing, where we do websites, we do paid per click advertising, so your Google ads, your social media, and all of those kind of things. But today, from what I've understood from the customers that are reaching out to me and what's happening in the market, is one of the biggest questions at the moment is, firstly, do I need a website? They're asking themselves that question. Do they go e-commerce? Do they stay in a brick and mortar kind of store? The other question is, how much should these website cost in terms of e-commerce? Is it a good thing to invest in it? What is the ROI? And how long should it take to get a website up and running? But I think the operative question today is, does your small business need a website? And the short summary, the short answer for that for me is yes. But I think we're going to unpack today as to why it's yes, what is the importance of it, and where can your business kind of go from that. So yeah, that's my short intro, but it's an absolute pleasure to be here. I'm super excited.
Me too. But it is, what, it's very important because today with the way we live it with the online presence and people say, no, but I've got a Facebook page and I've got this, do I really need to have a website? I think that's a very important discussion. Do you have it or not? So for those of you watching us now, even here on a live or from the watch party, just share with us. Do you have a website? Yes or not? And you're more than welcome also to share the links here and get some free promotions. But it is a very important question, and I would like to hear it from your side. How do you see it? Do you believe that people need to have a website still?
Yeah. And you pointed on a really important aspect there, is that a lot of business owners say to themselves, but I've got a Facebook page, surely that replaces a website. And the reality is that it doesn't. And I'm talking specifically here in South Africa, for example. People don't trust a business that doesn't have a website. If they only have a Facebook page, the impression that you create in your potential customer's mind is that you haven't been willing to invest a couple $1,000 into yourself and into your business. So why should your customer invest and ultimately trust in you? And that for me is one of the biggest reasons why businesses should have their website, is because it shows that they're in business for a long time, not just a good time. They've been willing to invest and build their brand around a website. And it shows customers that they take their business seriously. They want to be around, and that builds credibility. The moment you have a website and you off that like Gmail, or Yahoo kind of email address or whatever, you've just invested in that domain name, it adds credibility to your business, and it makes your customers automatically trust you more. If you think about yourself, if you do a Google search, for example, and you come up with two potential customers, even if they both have a website, and the one has a Gmail address because they've registered on like a Wix or a WordPress or something like that they haven't bought their domain, versus a business that has a domain name and has a professional email address, you're going to reach out to the person that has that professional email address, because subconsciously in your mind, they trust that more than they trust a Gmail or a Yahoo. And the exact same thing comes down to, should your business have a website? If someone does a search for you and one business only has a Facebook page versus a business that has a Facebook page and a website, your potential customer is going to reach out to the business with the website because it's got that increased visibility. That's my kind of overview on the topic.
So I'll add on what you're saying, because I really believe that, we do need to have a website, because the website is like your passport, your ID, your CV. That's who you are. That's what your business is about. And how do you expect people to know about your business if they're not having? You know what? That's the thing. Like even in the past, you maybe would have searched, for example, you would have searched for a business. So you would search in the yellow pages. Today, you Google it. And when you Google it, you expect to find a website. And as you said, if you invest in a website, it means that you're going to invest in the customer. Is this something reliable? And especially if it's a website with a domain, it means that you even paid. It looks more professional. And that's what people are trying to get. So yes, you can say, for example, if you just started business and you don't have enough budget, so maybe don't go now for a full website, but just have a landing page. But have at least something, a place for people to go to and learn more about who you are, what's your business is about, and what's the different services, and just make it also easier for them to contact you. So they're checking you this, and they're also going to check your online presence. But for me, it is a must. Like, you really need to have it. And as I said, if you don't have the budget enough, get a one pager, get it as a landing page. And then when you got more budget, invest it and get it grow to where you want it to be. And if you want it to make it in e-commerce, so also do it. But I think it's part of who, like, I really like the way you said, like, on the credibility, because it's part of what your brand is about. And if you're not investing in yourself and in your business, who said you're going to invest in your clients? And that's what people are looking on. And that's what people are saying. And like, I'll put, for example, one of the comments here from Joe saying, looking forward to this. And she does have a website, but do not advertise it and rarely update it. And you can look at it from different angles. If you have something in your website that can help you actually get more business leads, why not promote it?
100%.
So for example, if you have e-commerce and you sell through your website, that's your tool. That's it. You must market it. You must put it out there. But if it's just like a quick information about yourself, you maybe necessarily need to advertise as well. But I'll leave to you to answer this part. What do you think about this? About the advertising? When should advertise the website and when not?
So look, ultimately, Google Ads is a great platform to advertise. And the reason for that is that when you think about the customer's journey to purchase, right? If people are on social media, they're not necessarily looking for a product. They're actually there to see their friends and what's been up and stuff like that. So the ads there are much more about awareness and brand building. But when you think about Google Ads, you are actually targeting the client that is aware that they have a need, they know that they need to make a purchase, and ultimately they're just doing a search to see which business am I going to give my money to, because they're searching, for example, I need a plumber, or I need wall decor, or I need paint, or whatever the case may be. So Google Ads, your client is a lot further down that process of making a decision, which is ultimately why a cost per click on Google Ads is more expensive than a cost per click if you're talking on social media advertising, because the lead is ultimately worth more. There's more chance of it converting. And that's when you want your website to appear. That is ultimately, you want to be on the first three spots in Google. I think the stats are about 70% of the clicks go to the first three spots, and those are advertising spots. So you want to be there, and you want to create a good impression there, because and you'll be able to relate to this from a branding point of view. There's a difference between having a good first impressions last, firstly. So if someone lands on your web page and they don't have a good experience, and they maybe the design is a little bit off or something like that, that can actually cost your business money. And I actually did a case study with one of my clients over this weekend. Two clients, Google Ads clients, both in the exact same industry. One had an average kind of website, one had a below average kind of website. And the difference in the conversion rate, so in other words, how many people reached out to them, was 0.63%, which when you converted that to over the year that I've been working with them, it ultimately, poor design of a website, that was it, the only difference. Poor design of a website cost this client between 81 to 160,000 Rand, which when you turn it around like that, to think to yourself, well, a well-designed website, like we do a 4 page website for about 4 to 6 grand, depending on obviously number of pages and stuff like that. But that investment actually pays for itself within almost a month when you just look at the conversion rates. And that's something that also I think small business owners need to kind of take a step back and go, right, because there's great platforms out there that you can do free websites, and you can build great websites for free ultimately. But firstly, it takes you a lot more time because you don't know the tools that are available. And secondly,
it's not free, by the way. It's not
sorry?
fully. It's not fully free because you do need to pay for your domain. You do need to pay for the hosting, right? And if you want special pictures, you also need to pay for them as well. So not everything is fully like 100% free about the website.
No, 100%, because otherwise you get that .xyz platform name and stuff like that if you could really go the free option. But the bigger thing for me with that is the amount of time it takes to build a website. If you're only building one just for your business, it's going to take you a significant amount of hours in a learning curve to build that website versus if you actually just outsource it to someone to get them to build it. You know that it's optimized for Google. You know that you've got the calls to action in the right places, because how you envision your site as a business owner is sometimes not necessarily the best way to have a site in terms of conversions. Like, for example, a great example that I can give is that you always want to have like a contact us button in the top fold, it's called, so that first screen fold. You want to have that contact us button with a really nice call to action, or how you like to call it, identify the problem. So are you having problems with your roof? Someone can immediately relate to that in the top fold, and then they hit contact us. It's optimized for that lead, which if you're a business owner and you just repair roofs, or you just sell this product, or whatever the case may be, you're not focusing on what you need to focus on in terms of web design. And that's what's vitally important as well.
And I think a lot of the time, and by the way, one of the comments here was for someone named Trevor Kola, like about that, what we spoke in the beginning. They said that it's the same as the actual like Gmail account versus domain account and all of that. And it is that, all of this makes sense, like on how you're going to look professional or not. But also when we have our own business, a lot of time it's very clear to us in our head, maybe what we want to do. And sometimes it's not. But between that, executing it and get the other person to understand it, it's two different things. And the nice thing when you have someone who specializes, and like you say, like if let's say my fridge now is broken, I'm not going to try to fix it by myself. I'll go to a person that actually knows what he's doing and is going to fix it. If I have Texas issue, I'm going to go to an accountant or someone that actually understands. I'm not going to try to do it by myself. So why not do the same thing for website and stuff like this? Because it is, like you said, there's the small things, the small changes that you can make that's going to make the impact. And I see it with a lot of small businesses that, they've got a website and then they either want to start now doing Google ads, which I'm not going to recommend to most of them to do it, not because it's not working, it's because the website is so bad that it's going to be a waste of money. They're going to basically, like you said, like you're going to bring the horse to drink, but he won't drink.
Exactly.
What you do, it's exactly like this, because you can bring the people to the website. You paid now money to Google. Even if you do a lousy campaign, you can still bring the people to your website. Bottom line, if you got leads out of it, if you got actually potential clients that can become your clients, that literally you're going to start closing the deals, that's not a problem to do campaigns and start bringing leads. Are you getting something out of it? So it's the same on like Facebook, in my opinion, that you can pay for the advert and people are going to do it and they're going to lift their details. But are they the right people for you? Are they actually people that are going to convert from a lead to actually a client? Or like the same here on a website, you're going to bring the people to the website, but are they going to reach out to you? Are they going to contact you? What are they going to do with this? And that's the thing. You need to understand all of it. And that's why for me, if you have a website, but it's a proper website and it's built the right way, so it's good for your business and you can use it to grow your business. But if it's like half of a job, you're not going to learn a lot out of it. You're not going to get out of it. It's a waste of time and energy.
100%. 100%. And that's where business owners need to realize there's a very big difference between traffic. Like I could drive traffic to your website very easily. That's not a problem. But getting those leads to actually convert into clients is where that, the design comes in, where also your social media platforms come into play, because once someone's seen their website, they're going to go and check your reviews. So do you have reviews of your services on your Facebook page? That builds the credibility. Do you have reviews of your services on your Google My Business page? Are they good reviews? Have you actually given good service to your customers before? That's what makes digital really amazing in my mind, is that it actually puts a lot of power into the customer's hands, because the customers get to see from other customers what their experience has been. It's not just, let's just trust this person. You've got to actually provide a really good service, and that comes across in everything from your branding to your social media content that you're putting out to the website that's there. Because and I have a rule in my agency that we simply will not create Google Ads campaigns for a business that doesn't at least have a well-designed website, because ultimately we're a results-based agency, so we want to always exceed the results. And I know I can't exceed conversion results if you have a poor website. So we almost need to take that step back and focus on the website first. The website is, I call it the tree of your digital marketing. Everything grows from it, everything links back to it. It's the core of your digital marketing.
It is, even if you work with the different platforms, right? So let's say you have an account on Instagram, you need to link it to someplace, right? You usually link it to a website or to a link tree that you've got more than one links out there. But you do this. Even your Facebook page, you need to link it to a website. They're asking you for a website. In all the different platforms, if you use Pinterest, you link it to a website. So you need to make sure that always when you look at this, all the places are kind of linked in a cycle kind of way. Right? It's like the website linked to this account and to this account, and they're all supposed to tell the same story. But that's why it's very important. And I really think that a lot of people think like, oh, maybe today we don't need a website because of all the social media. I'm a big believer that you need to have it, and you do need to make sure that you update it every few months. Just keep it like up to date. You know, people want to see if your website also going to look all the time the same. There's nothing like getting new over there, no innovations. So what does it say about your business? You know, that's your face out there. We have someone here from Sydney, Australia. Nice, Jessica. Do you have a website? But it is like, you know, it's part of like your ID, who you are, like what's going to be in your business, what's going to be your brand. And I think we kind of lost you, Bronwyn, because your screen is frozen. So it's just me by myself now. So it is, and one of the things I want to chat until Bronwyn will come back is that you also have two options today. If you're not able to pay now, for example, Bronwyn gave an estimation price of like 4,000 and some charging 2,000 and some. If you don't have that option to do this, you know, get a landing page, and a landing page you can also design for free. Through, for example, Wix and MailChimp and stuff like that. So just design something that will become your idea. And yes, we got you back.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Everything just froze on my side there for a second.
Yes, I love it how everyone chatting me to do like a love bomb myself. And every time like my technical issues disappearing from my screen.
I'm just glad it wasn't load shedding that we have here, so we can carry on.
I was saying that you've got also different options, and if you wouldn't be able to do a website because of the budget, and that's the next question that I would like you to say, like, what's the proper pricing for this? But if you cannot afford it to yourself, design a landing page, even if for free, just for now, some place for people to go to for them to learn more about your brand and understand better. So what is the pricing estimation like if you look at this for a proper website?
Okay, so the one thing that I do just want to differentiate here in terms of pricing is there's a difference between like a static website, which is just like, you know, your business and what you do and your homepage, your about page, those kind of things, versus an e-commerce website. There's a massive pricing difference between the two. So I'm going to touch on static first. So look, a static website, and different agencies will charge you different pricing. Like I was actually doing some market research in this week where I saw an agency here in South Africa was charging 25,000 Rand for a single page website on a WordPress built website, which is, yeah, it's excessive. So that shocked. That shocked me because I thought, geez, I'm really underpricing my services here. But yeah, so there are those agencies that do charge a lot. I can only really talk about what I charge. So generally for a 3-page website, and I always recommend that to clients as, you know, the ideal kind of starter package, to have like a home page with a bit about the business, to have your services page or, you know, your products page, even if you want to start there before you go into e-commerce, and to to have your contact us page. That costs between 4,999 and 5,500 rand. Just depending on how much content you want to have on each of those pages. But something else that we do for businesses is that like my agency specifically focuses on small businesses. So I know that some small businesses don't have 5,500 rand just to lay out in 1 month. So what we do is we almost do like a tailored package for them where we say to them, okay, cool, let's do this over 2 to 3 months. And, month 1, you get your homepage. Month 2, you get your services page. Month 3, you get we put your contact us page first so that you can generate leads from it. So that's how we kind of work with small businesses. In terms of e-commerce, it really helps. It really helps small businesses, and it gets them their footprint while, doing stuff in the background. The other thing is that often small business owners have never actually put pen to paper in terms of what services they offer, what they're actually about, what their brand is, all of those kind of things. So what I often experience with small business owners is that there's quite a delay in getting the content out of them in terms of the service offering and stuff like that. I see you smiling there. And having that delay in terms of, I need this content for this month, it's not so overwhelming for a small business owner, which I've also found really helps them. So that's like the static page. And, from there you can grow. For example, your first website or your first iteration of it, you may have your homepage and your about page combined. Next, after you've done that, next month, let's split your homepage and your about page into 2 separate pages. And the reason for a recommendation like that is that at the moment, the about page is actually the second most visited page on a lot of sites because people want to know who they are doing business with. They want that story, like you always call it, the why. What got you into this? And I mean, all of my clients, their Google Analytics tie up to it. People are hitting that about page. Millennials specifically, they want to know who they're doing business with. They want to know if they're supporting a small business owner, they want to know the story behind it. So that's why I always say, like, an about page is not actually a nice to have. It's something, it's great to have, and it's a must have at the moment. But you can do that in stages. You can grow your website as your business starts to grow on a monthly basis. So that's kind of
your website. If I look at mine, I've changed it 3 times a year and a half. So it's not a bad thing because something in me, in my business evolved and I needed to make the right changes. Even when I rebranded myself, I needed to change my website as per that new branding. So it's not a bad thing to change it, but that's part of it. That's how people also see how you grow. And I think, and I'll touch the part that you spoke about, the content, because I do see that a lot of people are struggling with the content, and you guys have no idea how much is important to have the right proper content in your website. And as I said before, like a lot of time we are not clear in our head on what we want to do because we're trying to be everything to everyone and we're not niching ourselves. And because we're trying to be everything to everyone, that's how our message sounds. And that's why we're missing the right people. We're not reaching to the right people. We are trying to reach to whoever's going to come to us. And that's not how it works. And that's why I really believe that the website is just going to tell about who you are, what you're doing, what you're giving, why they need to come to you. Because I really don't believe in a competition in the small business entrepreneurs side, because I really believe that people buy from people, and we all have, something in us, something different, like our personalities, our backgrounds, our perceptions, the way we see things, the way we work. One can be analytic and one can be very creative, and some person need to work with analytic and not the other one, and that's fine. And that's the nice thing about this. But your website needs to tell it. Everything 100%. You do on the marketing side needs to tell that story. That's why you're laughing a bit about the why, because I always say there is a why behind why you do what you do. There is a reason. You need to put it out there. For me, I can say that my struggle was that, like in Israel, at least back then, it wasn't that common to put a picture of yourself in the about me, which I was very struggling with this. And I realized that I am in South Africa and that's what's recommended here. And I put a picture. Now, everyone is moving to that side. And I really understand why to do the about us is very important, because it is, you want to know who you're going to buy from. You want to know who you're going to work with. You want to learn about that person. You want to understand more about the background, and that's part of it. And that's the place where you build connections. That's the place to share maybe something personal. That's the place for you maybe to, just find your own language to bring it. Because bottom line, I know you guys do the design, but you guys need to put yourself out there. People want to hear from you, because in the end, they're not going to work with Bronwyn. They're going to work with you.
No,
She knows
100%.
you can change to get it more active, to bring more results. But it needs to come from you. And that's a great place. And I think that's the nice thing about a website, that it's a great platform for you, that you don't need to pay for other people in a way like that, pay for an advert. That's your place. That's like, like I'll take it from the art side. That's your canvas, right? It's empty. Now build it. Say whatever you want to say, just put it out there.
100%.
And if you're not sure about the content, just write something. Write it as it is, as it comes to your head. And then find even a person that can take a look about what you've done, and, reward it in the nice way that's going to help you.
100%. And that's also like something that we do for our small business owners, is we give them like a questionnaire where, we'll say to them, how many years have you been in business for? What is your guarantee on your work? What is the 3 benefits of your service? So we kind of guide them through it, get the answers, and then we put that raw content through a copywriter who then knows how to write things in a nice way, because there's a lot of value in doing those kind of things in terms of having the right copy and getting your story across in the right way, which obviously comes across on the website. So yeah, it's lots of pieces of the puzzle that you put together. But and I love the fact that you've changed your website like 3 times. Like this weekend, I literally rebuilt the Change Digital website, and the reason for that is that we've been working with, as an agency now, we've been working for about 18 months or whatever with clients, and we've got case studies now. So now on my site, there's a lot more case study content to show potential customers and things, the results that we've been able to achieve, relay that message a bit better, and turn something that's quite theoretical into numbers and actual true impact. So I've had to redesign my entire site just to get that kind of content in there. And there's nothing wrong with doing a redesign at all. It's as your business changes, as your brand changes, your target market is changing at the moment. Your ideal customer, where they behave, how they behave, where they're hanging out. It's changed. You and your business has to change with it. It's just one of those things. And I know we've chatted about this before, but your customer has changed at the moment, and it really has.
It is. They're moving more to the online. There's something in their behavior. The consumer behavior has changed, and you can see it. And you can see the difference. I was just saying even the other day, I said it actually today, but I said also to a friend the other day. I even look at the big companies. Where I live in Cape Town, Checkers would not do the deliveries here when we started lockdown. Only Woolies would come to the side and pick and pay. Now even Checkers coming here, and they were like far ahead to get there. But they realized that because of the lockdown, they cannot let go of this market. So they evolve very quickly. So also they need to change. So that means that they're changing the behavior. They're changing also the website, because they need to update this. They need to update on the app. They need to do more stuff. And that's part of it. And if you're not going to be, evolving in your business, then you're not really growing. You're stagnating all the time. And that's the nice thing. When you've got a business, if you evolve, it needs to come out on your website. And that's the reason why I changed my website, because I started my business in X, and then I moved to a Y, and now I got to a place else because I rebranded it, and that's it. And if I need to make more changes, I will. And that's the nice thing, because that's my idea. That's my CV. When you look at my website, you say, okay, I feel a connection, yes or not. I get what I need from it. I don't know. Is it clear for me what I'm getting there? Yes or not? If yes, you'll come. If not, you're going to move on. And that's the same thing what happens. So if your website is all over the place, or your design, it looks very old, and it's not a friendly user, and it's not responsive because you've done it many years ago, and now you don't want to invest money because I invested back then, and now I haven't done it responsive, and now it is. And for those of you who don't know, a responsive website, it means that it doesn't matter on which screen you're going to open it, what size of it, it's going to adjust it, the text and the images. And that's what you're trying to do. Bottom line, you want to get it out there. And I remember that in one of the corporates that I worked for, I needed to convince my boss to invest like almost $500,000 in updating the website. And it was a struggle for me to get that to convince, because they're saying like, okay, but bottom line, are you going to bring me money in? Are you going to bring us all? And I said, no, I won't bring. I need to do it from different reasons. The ROI, the return of investments come from different ways. Yes, for the long run, it's going to help me to get more businesses and to increase. But I need to do it because I need to make it friendly user. I need to help. I need to expose our brands. We need to look professional. There's a lot of stuff. So doing a website and a proper website is not necessarily just because you're trying to get business opportunities out there. It's how your brand's going to look like. How are you going to look, professional or not?
100%. 100%. And you touched on something there that is so vitally important. And that's you called it responsiveness. Another word for that is also mobile optimization. So in other words, that it is your website is optimized for mobile devices. And it's something that's super important at the moment. And I was actually preparing another presentation for it and I actually just want to read off some of the stats with mobile optimization. So 85% of people believe that your mobile site should be better than your desktop site. So, it's got to be a smoother effect. Your buttons need to be resized. It needs to be in the right places. You don't want your copy to be too big. 80% of internet users use a smartphone in the world. So, more and more people are online, and when they're online, they're not necessarily sitting behind their desktop. They are online, in a queue at Checkers. While they're waiting, they're doing a Google search for something they need. While they're at the bank, they're doing a quick search. They're killing time on their phone.
Sometimes it's more easier for me to go, because half of my job is online. Half of the time it's more comfortable to do it for my phone and just look for my phone and get into the app. So that's what you do. It's easier to do the Google there sometimes because it's just there.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why mobile is so important. So much so that in 2019, about 52% of all internet traffic, so 52% is the majority of all internet traffic, was from mobile devices. So more people are using mobile than what they're actually using their desktop for. And it's just, because of smartphone and how technology has evolved. But the really important stat in terms of mobile and how effective and how much it is worth in having that responsive site is that there's a 70% of customers who find you on a mobile device will actually reach out to you within an hour. So, and that for me, it blows my mind when I first read that. But, someone finds you on a mobile device. Think about it. They're not going to save that page, bookmark it, come back later. They're going to act immediately. They know what service they're looking for. They know who they want to reach out to. They're going to fill out that contact form. They're going to shoot you that message on Facebook. They're going to check out your website. They're going to do all of that action within an hour of finding you and your business and doing that research, which from a sales point of view is amazing to untap that. But to untap that, you have to have a responsive website, and it has to be optimized for mobile devices. And that includes mobile phones and tablet users. Like, tablets aren't as popular, obviously, as mobile phones, but you want to optimize it for both.
It is, and you know what? And that's something, by the way, that they teach in the big companies as well, in the corporates, about the sales team, that most of the decisions today, okay, 77%, if I'm not mistaken, of the decisions that people make today, it's actually online. Okay? Think about how many times, even when you search for a car, you're going to Google, you're going to watch YouTube on it, you're going to read the articles. That's that's part of your decision. The bottom line, when you're going to go to the dealer, you're going to already know pretty much in your head what you want. You just maybe going to
You've made that decision. Yeah.
But you already made the decision. That's why you went to that dealership. And it's in everything. Bottom line, that's what we do. We search online. And if you're going to have a proper online presence, that's how you're going to get more sales. That's how you're going to get your more clients. And if you have a bad online presence. And when I say online presence on the good and the bad side, it's not only just to be there, it's to be in the right places. That's one thing. To have a good design for it, good look and feel, have your brand identity, that you are out there and you building credibility, you building trust, you building connections, you being authentic, you being true to yourself. All of that is what people look on. So if you got a proper online presence, then it's going to be easy for you to win. So it's maybe not going to be quick wins, but it's going to be a win. And I think that's a lot of time what people are mistaken is that, okay, but do I have a website? Do I have this? Do I have this? And they always have like expecting for like a magic cure. Like out of nowhere, I'm going to grow like in 1,000 people. Out of nowhere, I'm going to get like 10,000 rand from like one. No, it doesn't work like this. You need to be patient and you need to work in this and you work step by step. But if you follow the different steps and you work hard in the beginning, you get to a certain place that the flow is just coming in. That's it. And that's where you need to go. And that's why if you invest once for a proper website on a platform that it's not going to be that difficult for you to make the changes after. For example, like I moved from Wix to WordPress because I was trying to save the money, because Wix is blocking you in a way. It's easier to design from it, but it's also blocking you on the hosting side. And their hosting is like expensive versus others that you can play and and that's the nice thing. And for those of you who don't know what's the hosting about, because a lot of people are here don't understand it, but it's like when you've got like 128 gigs like available, like a space for you to save all your pictures and everything on your phone. That's what you need for your website. You need to pay for the place that's gonna get your website all the data over there and keep it. You need to be able. So as a small business, if you're already trying to save on the right things. Save on the things that are nice and are going to bring you the results. Save on doing certain things in certain ways. But I always say on your brand identity and a website, don't save, because that's your fate, your package for
cheaper is. And you know what? And I've actually had a situation in this week where I've had a client come back to me and they've come back and they're like, but I can find someone to do this for half the price. Are you willing to drop your price? And my answer was politely no. Unfortunately, I'm not, because I know. So you're going to get those web designers that are going to charge you 1,000, 1,500 rand, or you're going to get a cheap website, but you're going to get what you pay for. And that's something that I think is really important, is that, if you want something done properly, do it right the first time. Make sure that you like, even when you're looking for a web designer, ask to see their portfolio, ask to see different websites that they've done in different industries, so that you can get an example or a feel for what they're capable of. What kind of look and feel are they able to do for you? Can they give you like an example of other clients they've worked for? Get actual references from those people. It's not, getting a website built is not just about how much you're going to pay for it. And in my experience, and I've got a lot of my digital marketing clients that they went the cheap route in the beginning, and now they're actually using us to completely rebuild their site at 3, 4, 5 times the cost, because it's been set up so incorrectly in the get-go. So that short-term win of like a saving isn't always a short-term win, and it isn't always a saving. It's never a saving. It's never a saving.
From a different angle, okay? Think about like, I'm gonna want to become blonde now, and I'm going to a hairstylist, and I'm gonna go to one because they're saving money, or like even to do the keratin when you want to straighten your hair. So I'm gonna go to one, and because it's cheap, I'm gonna go there. But then it's gonna do such a lousy job that it's gonna ruin my hair, and then I'm gonna need to go to another hairstylist, and then I'm gonna pay on the recovering and on getting to what I want to do. So basically, I'm gonna pay even triple for what I could have paid if I would have gone just for the expensive. It's not necessarily expensive. You need to understand what you're getting out of it. And it's in everything. If you're even going to go to an accountant that's going to do half of the job, and bottom line, you're going to get so much fines after. So you may be than this, but you need to pay from another side, so you're actually going to pay more. And it's in everything in life. When you check who you want to design your website, who you want to help you with social media, who you want to help you with whatever on your business, learn about that person. And that's the nice thing with the social media platforms and having websites, that you can link them all. You can go to the website and see if it's going in one line with what you see on the different other platforms. If it's same person. And that's why I think like a lot of businesses, if like we look at it, like one of the reasons I started to do videos is for people to get to know me. Know who am I? You can listen to my voice. You can see my face. You can hear what I've got to say. You can either say I feel connection or not. That's fine. That's up to you. But that's the thing. You build that connection. You build that trust.
Yeah,
And you
100%.
build your portfolio and stuff like this. And that's what people need to understand. Am I going to be happy with this or not? And trust me, you want people to work with you because they're going to be happy with your stuff, and not people that came to you because of the pricing. Because if they're not going to be happy on the other, like from the results, if they're not going to be happy with this, it's going to create a gap, and that's going to destroy your brand. And Barman, if you can just say that question, what's your
yes, so my agency's name is Change Digital Marketing. You can find us on changedigitalmarketing.co.za. Alternatively, you can find us on changedigitaladvertising.com. Both sites are exactly the same. We're just using 2 domains.
And I really recommend it, and people don't get it. Like, instead of investing on just putting adverts out there, first invest in building the way your business is going to look like.
100%. And you've got to, and that's something that, and it comes across on my website as well, where, we as an agency, we make sure that we're partnering with the right clients as well. Like, at the end of the day, we focus on results and we want to get you the results, but we can't work magic with nothing. That's just the reality of it. So, you've got to have a solid foundation. And, if you're building a business or you even think about building a house, you want a solid foundation. You don't want something that's going to be flimsy and in 3 years, you're going to get too much traffic to it. It's going to collapse. Any of those kind of things. You need to look at your website as the foundation of your business and the foundation of your digital efforts, not even just digital marketing. And something that you touched on, and it's come up in another call I had earlier today, was, should businesses cut their digital marketing in this time of COVID? And I know that this is kind of going away from the topic, but I think it's super important that businesses realize that, digital marketing is generating your sales of tomorrow. If you're cutting your costs today, and one of the people that was on my call actually had a saying that I still wrote down. He said, cutting your marketing budget to save money is like stopping your watch to save time. And it's something that, I thought it was phenomenal, because it's really true. You're cutting your sales of tomorrow off by cutting an expense today. So it's something that, when you're looking at going digital at the moment, because a lot of businesses haven't gone digital, they don't even know where to start. Should it be marketing? Should it be wherever? Start with a small budget. Start with what you can afford today. Make sure that you're investing that in your business, because ultimately it's not a cost to your business. That mindset of marketing and your websites and whatever just being a pure cost, to me, that's completely wrong. It's an investment that you are making in your business. Your website is an investment. Your marketing, your branding, your social media, everything like that. It's no more that old school traditional offline, let's print a flyer. It is actually building the revenue. It's building the revenue of tomorrow. So don't see it as a cost. Make sure you see it as an investment in your business and kind of shift your mind around that. And there's lots of companies, and I mean, Dana, you and I, we both work with small business owners. There's lots of companies where getting these services, it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. You can grow with your agency. You can tailor packages. You can, maybe this month work on something about your corporate identity. Next month, you do something on your website. You can get there. Just take the baby steps. You don't have to do it all at once, but you do need to start the journey.
You need to prioritize. And that's why I think a lot of small businesses are struggling. You don't have a plan. You don't have a proper plan that you know what you're trying to reach out to and what's your budget. If, let's say, for example, I want to reach out to X amount of money and I know that this is my budget. Okay, what can I do with that budget to help me get there? And then I can say, okay, and that's how you divide it. Even in big companies, every time when I've prepared those plans, those marketing and strategy plans for corporate, we have phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and it's fine. And for everyone, we give a different budget, and that's part of it. So you can say now, you know what? And it doesn't matter, even if you have your business for 20 years now, this is the time to reflect and see, how can I get better? Because no matter what, your target market has changed. Their behaviors have changed. People are doing more stuff on the internet. People are spending more time online. Networking is on Zoom all the time, all the time. Even Facebook, you know what? Look at it like this. Facebook have changed. Facebook realized that Zoom took so many people during lockdown all over the world. So they now got the rooms in all the different groups. So everyone can book a room and like get an online and live there over there. They've changed. They realize that that's where people are going to. That's why they've done it. And think about it. They develop it very, very quick for a big company like this to develop something like this and not take like a year of testing, of trialing. They just done it. They saw the opportunity and they've done it. And that's the thing. But if you're going to plan right and you're going to prioritize and say, okay, now for my business, it doesn't matter for how long I have it. I think I need to rebrand myself. Okay, what's including in this? Okay, so it means that I need maybe a new logo or maybe just a new look and feel for like, your Instagram or whatever. And maybe I need some consultation and I need a website. Okay, this is the money I have. And like what I like about what you said in the beginning is that, you guys give the option of people to do the website in different stages. That's a nice thing. So for the beginning, you're going to say, I'm going to do like one page on my website. I'm going to do like the logo. I'm going to do this. Okay. Next month you're going to do, and you're going to start seeing that once you're going to make the changes, it's going to automatically start bringing you the right people. Stop chasing after the likes, so the followers.
I just call chasing after likes a vanity figure. I've had clients say to me, "Oh, but we're not getting enough likes on this," and I'm like, "Yeah, but look at who's liking it. You got 50 likes, and 5 of these people have actually reached out to you or commented or done whatever." And followers, you don't want to have 10,000 followers and then you're getting 12 likes on every post that you make because no one actually cares about what you're posting. You'd rather have 100 followers and getting like 50 likes on every post because everybody's engaged, they're following your page. I just think in that, I call it vanity metrics. Don't get stuck in the vanity metrics. Rather have less but of a higher quality than have more quantity and lower quality. It's one of those kind of things. So definitely don't get stuck in vanity.
Good quality will bring a quantity, and that's it. Use the quality to bring the quantity. That's 100%. It. And it's the same again with the website. Quality website will bring you the right people, and that's what you're trying to be. It's not just, okay, I can pay like 10,000 Rand for Google ads and I'll bring like, I don't know, so many people to my website. But bottom line, how many business I got out of it? How many deals I've closed? And the other thing you said, and that's a nice thing, and that's something that I also like to take from the bigger companies to hear and to adopt it, is, build a pipeline. And also have a video on this that I'm excited about, because it is, when you build a pipeline, okay, this client is going to happen maybe next month. Okay, so I already know how much money I'm going to get next month from this and this. And you start building it up, and that's how you build your budget. That's how you build your clients. Not everyone will be a quick win. Not everyone you're going to close the deal today. Maybe someone, you gave him something today, and it's going to take him a month or 2 to come back to you. And maybe he will send some other people to you on that time. You don't know. That's how you build it up. And that's the nice thing with all the different things you do today with digital marketing, is that you can literally build yourself in a way that you're now building yourself for the short run, you're building yourself for the long run. And that's what you're trying to do. Because the branding, for example, is an ongoing project. It never stops. It never, even after you die, it never stops. If you want it to stay there, it will stay there. But you need to work in it. And you're constantly working in it. And your website, it's part of it. It's part of who you are. It's part of your brand. It's part of what you're trying to say. And it's part of like if you're promoting it and putting in links and all of that. But, we are small businesses. We need to plan ourselves right. We need to say, okay, for example, I've got even a budget of 1,000 Rand a month. Make sure what I can do with this so I can get the most from my business. Yeah. What are the activities I can do with this budget that I can benefit the most? And you can say, you know what? Maybe this month I'll do everything organic, but I'll put that money on the side. And next month I'm going to do one, and then I'll have double. So I won't have 1,000, I have 2,000, I can do more. And that's fine. You don't always need to do it online. And I think maybe that's also need to be like a panel we can do, like on
Yeah.
like the digital marketing side. How to know how to invest in all of this on the adverts, when to do organic, when not. And it is part of our budget. I always say, if you don't have a budget, go for organic marketing. If
Mm.
you do have a budget, do it. Put it in adverts, but it's all
Yeah.
up to you, the budget that you have and how you're going to manage it the right way.
100%. And you know what? And I tell this, I literally say it to all of my clients, even when they want to come on as a Google Ads client or whatever, I always say to them, start with a relatively small budget. Because firstly, the powerful thing about digital is the amount of data that you can get out of it. So if you start with a small budget, you get to learn really important lessons for pretty cheap. So you can make those changes to your site. You can see, okay, are people dropping off here? Are the conversion's not what they want to be? Those kind of things. So you can learn really valuable lessons about your business and ultimately your customer by starting with a small budget. I'm actually quite against a company coming and starting with like 60, 70,000 Rand budgets, because you want to learn the lessons as cheaply as possible in the beginning. So yes,
And
maybe it doesn't.
that the big ones are also doing this. Even with the budget
Yeah.
I had, I've never invested the amount you said. I always had a small budget, but what I've done with my budget, I split it. Okay, and
Testing.
I tested it with different titles. See which one is attracting more, which article. And I think maybe that's something we need to have a standalone on, is numbers, insights, how to use it for business. And I think a lot of people are afraid of it. But if you actually look at your different accounts and learn the numbers and see what's working, what's not, what's getting people to engage more, what's getting people, where they're leaving you on your website, where they are, you're going to learn it, and it's going to make your life easier. So
100%. The data is unbelievable. And I mean, this about me, but for the viewers that maybe don't, I actually didn't start as a digital marketer. I'm a qualified chartered accountant. The reason I got into digital marketing was because I love data so much, and I think that it's so powerful, which is kind of the edge that we use, and that we use data to make our accounts more optimized. But it's literally there to help you. And if you use that data in the right way, like I had a client, for example, in this month, first month advertising, she sells a product, and we didn't know if images of people with her product were going to do better than images of just her product. So what we did was we split her campaign. We ran it for a week to see which one had the better results. Then we turned off the one that didn't have the better results, threw more money at the one that did have the better results, and she got an extremely good conversion rate through it. So using that data and testing things in different ways, like that's why ultimately you pay an agency, because they have the experience to know what to test. Are you testing the headline copy? Are you testing the image? Are you testing the audience? Are you doing a host of different things so that you can get that data out and make it really efficient? Because ultimately your marketing should, firstly, if it's done right, it should pay for itself. So it shouldn't be a cost, actually. You should throw as much market to your marketing as possible. It should result in a positive return. And secondly, it should become more efficient with time, because as time passes, you're going to learn more about who your ideal customer is. You're going to learn more about things that you maybe didn't know. Maybe you thought they were online between 4 and 5 in the afternoon, but you actually get better engagement between 2 and 3 in the afternoon. You're going to learn those things, and that helps you as your business grows. So yeah, definitely a standalone topic that we could dive into in those numbers.
So you're definitely gonna do more lives with me.
Oh, for sure.
Just gonna sum it up, because without noticing, we're almost doing it for an hour. So well done, everyone who's sticked with us till now.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's a problem when we do together, that we always have something to say.
Yeah, we've spoken about 3 or 4 times now without doing a live, and every time we just go over because we start talking and going off on our own tangents.
It is, but I think if we all try to sum it up freely, a website, you always need to have one. Okay, if I'll sum it all up and everything we say, you need to have a website, but make sure you have a proper website. Because if you have a proper website, all the campaigns you're going to do around it are going to actually help you to get more clients. And if you don't have a good website, so why people should stay there? If it's not even, you know what, take it about it from the side of, if I'm trying not to sell you a product, and even let's say I'm trying to sell it through Instagram, but the link for you to reach out to me is not really working or is not leading someplace. If I need to work, or like even if you don't put a link over there, if I need now to start searching and understanding where I can find you and how I can buy it, how I can purchase it, you're going to lose me. Unless it's something I'm really, really, really craving for, I'm not going to do it. And that's the nice thing to do it. And I need to share it. Sorry.
Oh no, I saw that now. I was also smiling. Thanks, Joe.
So it's gonna be more ones, and I really hope you enjoy. But it is, make sure that you're making it accessible for people to come, and that's a nice thing. If you have a proper website, it's not. It's a waste of money and energy and time. So that's my thinking. And you do have something else to add?
No, look, I think, you know what, I think the main thing is obviously, have a website, start with the digital presence, but if there's anything I would want people to take from this is that you can do it in stages. You don't need to go from 0 to hero. You can do it in stages. You can find the right people to work with to help you through each of the different stages. That's a lot of business owners get overwhelmed with the places, which platforms they should use, what they should do, when they need to do it, how much they need to advertise. There's ways and there's resources to get those answers to make your life easier. So take the journey one step at a time so that you don't feel overwhelmed. Work with someone that is able to tailor things to you and help you through that journey. But look at, because COVID is obviously a big thing at the moment, but don't let COVID and what's happening today affect the income and the business that you can generate tomorrow. Start looking for the tomorrow and take the baby steps that you can do today to get there. That's the biggest thing for me. And yeah, take it like that.
And I'll add to what you said, because COVID is now, and we don't know for how long it's going to stay and how the routine is looking. But bottom line, even if we're not going to get the businesses out now, use this period of time to build yourself. And to build a brand, to build a business, it takes a long time. It's an ongoing thing. So don't be afraid, as I said, like I like it when that's how you guys do it, the different stages. And you cannot build a brand and something like this in a day. You cannot build a website like this in a day. There's a lot of, ongoing stuff around it. So if you work step by step, you'll get there and you get to the place where you want to be. And I prefer for people to work slowly but right.
Yes.
Then jump so fast, and then they get into a place like they don't know how to deal with stuff that happened now. Maybe they've got too many leads and they're going to disappoint so many people because they're not going to be able to get it. Or maybe they invested so much and it's not working, or maybe it's going to be just a one thing and that's going to disappear. You're building something with strong foundation.
Yeah.
For that, 100%. You need the proper way.
Yeah.
So we're going to say thank you for everyone who watches us, and there's
lots of very much.
Thank you, guys. And we're going to do more topics. So, yes, we're going to have fun with more.
Yes, absolute pleasure. I hope I was able to provide some good advice and some good tips and things like that. And it's been amazing. Thank you, Dana, for having me. It's been great to be and to help everyone.
So because I had a mistake in the beginning, I'm going to say have an awesome week ahead. But yes. An awesome week. I'm going to say bye, and you're going to stay with me for a few minutes.
Perfect.
Bye.
Bye.